So, welcome to Quarantine Tapes by Groove International or Sound the Groove. I'm Laman and we are hosting interviews every Wednesday at 12. Actually, John is hosting interviews pretty much every day, and I'm doing the portion with dancers and models on Wednesdays at 12 p.m. As you guys know, Groove International does events all around US, San Diego, Orange County, Long Beach, LA, New York, Brooklyn, Las Vegas now. But since the concerts are all on hold right now, we decided to take opportunity and introduce our artists to you so you guys get to know them better, what they're doing, and how they're dealing with quarantine. So our guest tonight is Rachel Evans, and she's a beautiful dancer. She dances with Groove in Las Vegas, and let me just add her in a second. Hi, Rachel.
Hi.
Hi.
That's really
I
close.
love your hat, girl. You're on point.
I got 747 in hopes that we fly again soon.
Nice, nice. It's nice to finally meet you.
Yes, you too. This is exciting. I'm just doing a little blast on my Facebook in case anybody wants to join last minute.
Yep. Sounds great.
What are words? I need to type words. Insta live. Yay. Okay, cool.
So how are you doing today?
I'm good.
How you been?
It's been a wild ride. I've actually been really busy. All of the projects that I would half start now have been staring at me like, well, you got time.
Yeah, that's exactly
Yeah.
what to do right now. All the projects that we kept aside.
Yeah.
And I was gonna actually ask about it. And how do you keep yourself busy during this quarantine? Is there like anything you can advise, or like tell us what you're doing during quarantine?
Well, I live with another performer, and this is her week of finals, so she's graduating
Mhm.
college, like
Mhm.
this week, so it's just been kind of like,
Congratulations to her.
yeah, we're so excited. But so we would find little times to go into the costume room and dress up and just kind of remind ourselves that we can still be silly without having an audience, and this is what we
Yeah,
love to do. So um
that's what creative people do, huh?
yeah. So there's been a little bit of kind of enjoying the free time,
Mhm.
but at the same time trying to figure out how to adapt quickly because most of
Mhm.
us out here are on freelance work,
Yeah.
and all of the jobs stopped. So we did,
Unfortunately.
a friend of mine and I did a quarantine cabaret a couple weeks ago. We're going to be doing another one next Saturday. So
That's so cool.
we had several Vegas performers join in, and we learned a lot. It's very
Nice.
different
Are
doing
you
it.
guys doing it via Zoom?
Yeah, we
Like
did a
create like
Zoom
a
one.
talent show?
Yeah, we did. It's like like a variety burlesque. There was a little bit of everything. We had fire, we had aerialists, and they did really
That's
cool
so
angles with their
cool.
cameras, and just, we had a really good turnout actually, and I think people really enjoyed it. I'll be fixing the sound issues that we were having, but overall it went really well, and it felt really good to just have like a show day to prepare for.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. And
Um,
you are in Las Vegas right now, am I
I
correct?
am, yes. Yeah.
Cool. And
Yeah.
have you been performing with Groove in Las Vegas events or somewhere else?
Yeah, in Vegas, I've done a few of theirs. We were at the Hard Rock, or I'm sorry, at House of Blues, and a venue in the Rio, and it's always been a great time. It's cool seeing
Hmm.
local bands and artists be able to showcase their talents and their
Yeah.
music. It's really cool. I like the family that I found in Sound the Groove.
Nice, nice. Hey, John, did you hear that?
I saw that.
He's probably gonna comment something. Oh, I see the hearts.
Yay!
Floating.
Yeah, what else? So my other roommate works in the medical field, so he's kind of been essential. He does tech work. But he came to me and was like, "We need masks, like rewashable masks because it's so low." So I'm like, let me see. I did some research, watched a few videos, downloaded a pattern, and I have a whole box of fabric. So I just kind of went to town and I did a little video on my Instagram story about what I was up to, and immediately had over, like, I don't know, people that wanted masks from
Oh, you're muted.
me. So that was a cool little
That's so
side.
cool. Do you have anything with you like handy right now? Like,
Oh
can you
yeah,
show
I
something?
mean, I'm still going over here.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I had to finish an order for someone in what was it, Massachusetts? I don't know, but I've never met them, but it was like through my Instagram. They're like, "Oh, I want one." And the problem was that there's no supplies. None of the fabric stores are open. All of the arts and crafts sections of like Walmart's or any sort of arts and crafts section have been cleaned out, and they don't seem to want to refill them. Yeah, so it was tricky getting the headpieces, but like here's one.
Oh my God, this is so cool.
Yeah. Yeah, and I was doing like the ear strap ones, but it was kind of hard to figure out because everyone's face is kind of shaped differently.
Yeah.
And so they'd be too big or too small.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I figured out a good system, but then I didn't have any material. But I actually just shipped the order I was working on, and I also have been like printing logos for people. This is a group I work with out here. Yeah.
So you should open a little business on Etsy.
I've thought about it, but I could barely. I mean, I made in 2 weeks something like 150 masks.
What?
Just, like literally, I turned it into a assembly line at a certain point.
Small business.
It was like each one took, I don't know, 10 to 15 minutes, and that was without mistakes, like, and learning the fabrics that work. And you also need to have fabric that is a little tighter woven, so the bacteria and the virus has less probability of getting to you and out. And it was like I was like at Target buying
filters inside too.
Sorry?
Yeah. You can also insert the filters inside.
Yeah,
like they do, you know, charcoal, or like some people do like coffee filters, just the regular.
Yeah, so that's been a fun little side project.
I always feel kind of jealous about people who can sew and like have sewing machines and do all this.
Dude, it didn't just happen though. I mean, I've been I've been kind of home crafting outfits and gear and go-go looks and whatever pieces since I don't know, since high school. Just so, but you can learn anything. I actually am graduating in 2 weeks. I've been taking a Pilates instructor course.
Nice.
Yeah, I just kind of was like, what can I learn? What can I do? And how many things can I accomplish in this time where I literally am stuck in my house?
Well, yeah, that is so like, yeah, that's so cool and inspiring and motivating from you to hear. That's awesome.
It's hard. I'm not saying like I wake up so motivated. A lot of times I have to force it, you know. A lot of times you have to just sit down with your work in front of you and make it happen. It's every single day is a struggle and there's Instagram and there's all these distractions, and they're beneficial in a lot of ways, but you have to give yourself a time limit.
Yeah. But so in the like, you have to actually like, how do I say that? No one can, how do I say that? It's all right. Well, we'll move on.
You're your own boss, especially now. Like, we're all at this point, everyone's experiencing what it's like to be a freelance worker, where you're not sure when your next gig is going to be.
That's basically exactly what. Yeah, go ahead.
This group reached out to me and saying like, oh, someone wants to do something special for their wife for her birthday, and we're just gonna have performers. Like, roll up, jump out of their car, perform in front of their driveway, and like get back in and we'll Venmo you. And so we did that, and I did fire, and I ran out, did my performance, did my bow, said happy birthday, got back in my car, and like 5 minutes later they sent a Venmo payment, and I'm like, why can't all gigs be this easy?
Yeah, that is awesome. Like, I love it.
So there's definitely opportunity, and with all these kids being stuck at home, I just talked to my cousins in like on the East Coast, and they informed me that all of the schools are closed until the end of the year. That might change, but it's like there's an opportunity here to help kids, one, help parents not lose their minds with all their kids home, and find a way to help kids keep, you know, growing and learning.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to investigate that kind of market.
Well, do you do any classes online, like via Zoom? Like, I saw that you're doing hula. That's awesome too.
Yeah.
So, like, do you teach any classes via Zoom? Like, I think that would be pretty cool if, like, you advertise it to like parents and
no, I definitely, I've been putting some time in with some of my different notebooks, like writing down, just trying to make a solid game plan. So I jump into it with a kind of a solid idea of what I'm trying to do. There's gonna be learning along the way, but yeah, it's definitely something I want to do. And once I get this Pilates certification, I will be offering, you know, donation-based classes to anyone who wants to take it. Just trying to help my world, help my community keep the sanity and keep growing as best we can.
So out of personal interest, like when you do that Pilates training, like do you have to have a Pilates like machine, that construction, or are you doing it on the like floor Pilates, like mat Pilates?
So there's two main forms of Pilates. There's reformer, which is what you're talking about, the machines,
exactly.
Which no studios are really allowed to be open right now. And there's also mat Pilates, where you would do it basically on a yoga mat or just on your floor. And it's been I love doing physical activity, dance, movement, anything that's connecting my body and my mind and kind of challenging me, and finding moments in these classes where it gets really tough, you know, like I don't want to do 30 more jumping jacks, or I don't want to hold plank for 10 more seconds. I want to stop and I want to leave this room because it's hot and I'm tired. But pushing through those moments is has been a really
discipline.
It's and everyone gets to that point, whether it's in a yoga class, studying, reading, just you have to push through. And then you push that bar each time.
Just stick with it too. It's not about just like doing it once, like once a week, or like one time a week, and then not doing it for 3 other weeks, and then
consistency.
You have to actually find the motivation and just stick with it and do it like on a daily basis, or whatever your routine is. Like set up your schedule, do it 3 times a week or 4 times a week, whatever is convenient.
We're all really being called right now to like, okay, you wanted to clean your house, you wanted to learn these things, you bought this piano, what are you doing? You got time? You better push some keys, Missy.
Like, I feel like after this quarantine, like half of the population is going to be really lazy and half of the population is going to be super creative.
I'm feeling like and it's also who you surround yourself with. And right now, obviously, we're not physically surrounding ourselves, but I'm trying to follow people that are continually just trying to better themselves or strengthen themselves, or, you know, we're all going to have down moments. There's times where it's like, I'd love to go see my family and I wonder how my parents are doing, but we're able to call each other, and there's ways that it can be enough for, you know, be happy with what we have. It's a very weird time, and none of us really know what the truth is or what.
Exactly.
So, keep going.
Girl, I wish you were my roommate too. I can
Well,
feed off your
call me
energy.
anytime. Like, I know I've been doing like calls with girlfriends just to check in, and they motivate me, and I hope that I kind of help motivate them. I've been reading, so I watch Joe Rogan podcasts, not as consistently as I'd like to, but I'll put them on sometimes when I'm getting up or starting my day. And this book kept popping up in podcasts, and people kept like referring me to it, so I finally just bought it, and I highly recommend. It's called The War of Art. It's a great book. It's not very big. And
The War of Art.
Yeah, The War of Art. It really,
like taking notes here.
Yeah, The War of Art. Great book. Even if you don't think you're a creative person, or this is all for your mind, and to just kind of reevaluate how you're going about tackling things that you want to do, and being honest with yourself. Like, if I really want to do it, like, I need to just make myself do it. I mean, yesterday I was trying to do 3 or 4 different projects, and I would check my phone, and I'd instantly be on Instagram or instantly be on Facebook, and I'd be like, how did I get here? What was I even doing? Why is this in my hand? And I'd like throw it onto my bed and be like, and now you're in timeout again.
Happened to me. Like, I'm so guilty of that too.
Yeah. But,
yeah, nice.
Yeah, so The War of Art. Read it.
Yeah, I already put a note here. It's probably I'm gonna do my research.
Yeah. It's an easy read. It's one of those ones too where I feel like on any given day you can open just like and just read, okay, what does this page say, and kind of apply it to where your mind is and where you're at in that time.
I see.
I like those. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I see you, Sam. Cool. I'm seeing all my friends that are joining. This is great.
Nice. Cool. So, going about your dance career, like when did you start dancing, and what style is, like, do you have a favorite style? Like, how did it all happen? How did it all
Yeah, no, it all kind of, okay, so I started working in bars and restaurants with my buddy Sam, who just joined us, in Albuquerque, New Mexico, years ago. And we had go-go dancers, and I mean, it was like a full-on nightclub. And I was always so intrigued by the go-go dancers because just, I don't know, they were in their world, and you could tell that they were actively affecting the people that were in the club or in the event space, and just kind of them translating the movement or the music to movement in their body, I feel allows anyone watching to kind of be like, oh, like, I want to, like, it's, you see people do something and you kind of follow what they're doing. I don't know. Anyway, so I was always intrigued by it. Love the outfits, all of the things. And years later, I discovered hula hooping, and got just obsessed with connecting with the hula hoop and discovering ways to move my body. And I grew up being a swimmer, like competitive. I was swimming 6 hours a day in high school, willingly. It's just like, that's what I did. And never really thought, never really saw myself as a dancer, but always was intrigued by it. And there was a lack of confidence there because, you know, you see dance classes and it's intimidating when you don't really know what you're doing. But so hula hooping, picked that up. A couple years later, got an LED hula hoop. Someone hired me to just play around with my light up hula hoop at their party, and flash forward, I got booked as a resident performer every Friday night in Hermosa Beach, and then decided, like, okay, I think it's time for me to really invest. Sorry?
Like Hermosa Beach, like in
California.
LA area?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Nice.
I was in Albuquerque, then I did LA, well, Hermosa Beach, South Bay area, and then wanted to just kind of dive into the performer world, and what better place than Vegas? And have really found a great solid community out here that really helps facilitate that. But anyway, with the hula hoop performing, there is a go-go element to it. And
Just freestyle.
yeah, for
Mhm.
freestyle, you start to build confidence because people are watching you, even if you don't
Mhm.
want them to. You just wanted to like take your hula hoop to the beach and not trying to get attention, but you know, you start
Yeah.
practicing something, you get better at it, and people are intrigued by it. You know, that's why
Mhm.
we love watching musicians and love like amazing paints, artwork and pieces, because people have put their time to get better at this skill.
Yeah.
And
The
yeah,
perfecter.
yeah.
Cool.
The dancing just kind of happened once I moved to Vegas and started. I mean, you get your foot in the door and they're like, hey, can
Mhm.
you put this costume on? Yeah, we can have you do a hula hoop set, but mostly we just want you to like roam around as this character. Okay. And
Mhm.
then you connect with people there, like, oh, you are fun to work with. Like, can we book you for this thing? We're going to dress up the girls and you guys will be on podiums and you're just kind of a moving character. I mean, I've done so many
Mhm.
different
Yeah.
characters in one day. I was in a show at the Venetian for a while, and if once we open again, I'll be on call again. But I was a full-on jester, like the hat and the crazy costume, and I had to do the like the dances, and there was like a live flutist and piano and accordion. I mean, it's full on.
Nice.
Yeah, and so like I would do that from like 11 to 7, and then one day I had to go straight to Dre's for a corporate event from 8 to 10:30, and I was like a
Mhm.
mirror. They had us in a mirror suit, and I was hula
Oh
hooping
my
in a
God,
pool.
that's awesome.
And then the after hours event that I work, Terrace After Hours, my roommate is the lead go-go, and so we'd be I'd come home, we'd throw on some other crazy costume, and then I'd be performing until 8 in the morning.
Nice.
It's like,
It's like
what just happened?
you just started at 7 and you basically ended at 8. It's like
Yes.
24 hours
Yes. And
straight.
that's not every day, but you know, it's
Well, yeah,
like, why
it
not? This is
happens.
what I wanted to do with my life, so let's do
Yeah.
this.
And like the exciting thing about it, it's not like the same thing over and over again because it's always like so different. That what keeps us like wanting more,
Yeah.
more, and yeah,
Yeah, and
keep doing it.
that falls into even like the business side of it, because every gig you have to be your own negotiator, your manager,
Mhm.
your you know, you want to have a rider, you want to know your worth, and obviously there's going to be different
Mhm.
amounts that events can pay, and it really ranges sometimes, and sometimes it's
Mhm.
with a friend, so you'll, okay, yeah, you know, I'll come in for an hour for this much, or you know, it's always different. You could have
Mhm.
10 different formats saved on your computer for like, okay, when this person asks about this type of gig, I'm just going to send them that. No, you have to
Mhm.
spend like the hour, 2 hours back and forth figuring out like what's the outfit, what's the theme,
Yeah.
how long do I need to be there? Do I have to pay for parking? Um, can you provide like water, or do I need to bring, I obviously
That's
bring your
so
own water,
smart
but
to
like
just
if you're in a place, there's been gigs where I've been there all day long, and I need to
look.
know if there's going to be time, if they can't afford to offset, like provide us food, how am I going to
Mhm.
get food?
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's so smart. Being like your own manager too, and being able to discuss all these things before the performance, not after you're already there or
Yeah,
when it's
I
when
mean,
you're like, oh,
you
what?
learn.
It's like it's not gonna work, but it's too late now.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and there's like I've made a rule for myself that I don't negotiate over the phone, because one, I don't have anything in writing, and my brain is doing so many things that I'm not necessarily going to
Mhm.
remember everything verbatim that we talked about. And two, you might under quote yourself because you're kind of in the heat of like, yeah, I want to work. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
So I've made a rule that like send me an email and we'll go from there. Because there was one time I was driving around LA trying to figure out where I was, and I had this phone number kept calling me, so I answered it. They were asking if I could perform. I don't remember what the rate was, but it was like, it was okay for how long I'd be there and how many sets I was going to do. And they're like, yeah, it's just a small, like, gathering. We just want you to do, like, a performance on the stage and maybe roam around. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And it turns out it was at the Mandalay Bay Convention Hall. There were over 5,000 people. Like, the budget they had for this thing was massive. And I'm like, I will be upping my rate next time, because I did have to be there quite early and there for a long time. And who was the band? It wasn't anything huge, but when I was up on, they made this huge stage with like a massive catwalk. And when I was hula hooping up there, I turned around and my eye caught the drum kit, and it said Train, that I think from like the 90s was when their bigger era was. And I'm like, those people come with a full team. Like, they do not ask for less than, like, I don't know, 50,000 to 100,000 to do a show, I'm sure, like, with their whole team. So I was like,
they're like, oh my God,
I'll be asking for more next time.
Yeah, this makes me really mad. Like, just to, like, how they, sometimes, like, that's how people treat dancers, you know? They're like,
well, oh, just a little soiree, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. No. Yeah. So, how did you start working with Groove, and how has it been to, like, dance at all these, like, rock shows? Because
it's very different.
It's different. Like, I don't know about Vegas, because I've never been to Vegas events, but is it more like rock bands? Because in California, it's usually, most of the time it's rock, but sometimes we have rap bands, we have some electronic, we have solo singers.
Yeah.
So it depends. But I think, was it in Vegas?
Yeah, so I think I've worked 4 events, John. I can't remember because the time flies when you're having fun. But I did one that was a hip hop night, and the others were rock. One of them was a punk rock show at the Rio, or, well, it wasn't just punk rock, but there were more kind of punk rock bands, and I just loved it. I loved it. I grew up loving, you know, pop punk, alternative punk, punk rock, all of those things, and and it
John
was
is
fun
always like very precise.
yeah,
like,
it was fun to,
I don't
like,
know,
be
written
in that
down or
element.
something.
Yeah. But yeah, it's definitely very different, because with the Sound the Groove events, you have to be on, like, pretty much the whole time. You get breaks and such, but your purpose isn't just to be like, ooh, look at me up here on this podium. It's like, yeah, let's get hyped, people. You know, you go out with your good energy and your glow sticks and your glowing hats, and and just kind of keep the vibe going and the flow going, and you're there for the bands. You're there to support the bands. It's not about you as a go-go dancer. Sometimes it can be, when there's breaks, you know, they'll give us platforms to be on to keep the movement of the room going while they switch gear on stage, and people can go grab drinks. So I think we are a very useful element with all the things that we kind of do during the shows. But it's been fun, and there was one time that the music during the breaks, because it was like high energy, like rock, and people's, you know, close friends are there, so they're excited, and then the music would switch to, like, I'm not knocking this kind of music. I grew up on pop music, but it was like Katy Perry love ballad station. And so it's like, what do we do? It's like, unconditional. And then you're like, what do I do with my hands? I'm used to, like, you would. It was so, the girl that I was working with that day, we would, like, kind of glance over at each other like, I'm gonna love ballad dance for you.
He just John just said, the
Yeah.
sound guy loved Katy Perry.
Yeah, he did. I'm like, at one point we went up to him. I'm like, hey, like, do you have any other music? So it would go from like Katy Perry to Kelly Clarkson to Taylor Swift, and they were all like the slower songs of theirs. I'm like, there's so many songs
Sweet
that these
pop.
girls have that have like a beat or, you know, any sort of energy really would be cool. Not knocking what you
He
listen
was
to.
feeling it that night.
Yeah, it was funny. It was, we were like, he was like, this is all that I have him like, oh, if you, something like connecting to the Wi-Fi, or because he was using Spotify. And he was like, no, these are my special specific playlists of mine. And I was like, oh, okay. But whatever, it was a fun challenge, and I like when the music completely changes, because it's like, ooh, what kind of character am I now? What am I embodying? How can I like interact with the audience through this song?
I don't know what's about like, I guess me, but like I love when like they switch to dubstep all of a sudden. Then I feel it's like a creature, like electronic.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just like it always makes me happy.
Yeah, no, it's you know, whatever music really moves you, you can like tap into that, and the, you know, people around you see it and they feel it and they get your energy, and then they give you theirs back of like,
It's always like that. It has to go in and out.
It's an energy exchange, and I absolutely love it. I hope to continue to move and dance and play and, you know, revel in music as long as possible.
What is your like don't want to say like it, not long time goals, but is there a specific event or like goal you want to achieve in dance, or
Ooh, that's a good question. I'm kind of moving into a more, I mean, I've been hula hooping for over, I think it's probably 10 or a little over 10 years, and I love it, but I've been trying to expand a little bit in my movement and just be healthier. And not that hula hooping isn't unhealthy, but I want to expand, and I want to really enforce music, movement, and collaboration. And so I've been kind of working on a project on the side to try and make a hub to have all of that available to people, and the things that I can offer and share. And alarm keeps going off on my phone. Yeah, I want to have a place, whether it's in the virtual world or the digital world. I've had in my mind like a vision of some sort of, I say farm for lack of better word right now, but some sort of like place that people can go and hold events or yoga retreats or, you know, cooking experiences. I kind of want to have some sort of actual place that people can like go and have an experience, and we can share with each other and you know, grow.
Yeah, that's so cool to actually have a little space, and you can rent it out or like create your own events, whatever you want, some kind of gatherings, and what keeps people together and being creative and doing all this stuff.
Yeah,
Nice.
I've noticed a big change in my mentality, and kind of I feel more focused, and I think it's because I've dedicated, this isn't the only reason, but part of it is because I've really tried to dedicate exploring my body's like physical limit, and where my mental needs more like just fine-tuning and direction or focus, because it's so easy to think that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing with all of the instant gratification that we have at our fingertips, but at the end of the day, it's like what did I do to further my vision, and what kind of positive effect did I have on the world today. And I'm trying to even just do that with like what I post on Instagram. I'm just trying to, even if it's like some weird picture that because I like going to the desert and taking like strange photos in my costumes. And for me, that's like important work, because it's like I can add like a really solid thought that I've come to realize, and just, I don't know. Some of it seems silly, but I think it's important, so I'm gonna keep doing it.
Yeah, but going off of that too, like I wanted to, like if you keep giving your, I feel like if you keep asking yourself like, what's my purpose and did I do anything good today? It's good to do it like from time to time, but it's also it's a lot of pressure on you too. So sometimes I feel like you don't need to know all the answers. Like you don't need to like get like a fast answer for something. Just do what you do, and eventually you will evolve into something really cool. And
well, it's never gonna be a final destination either. It's like always, every day is gonna have its challenges. It's gonna have its ups, its downs. Like, I'm not saying every night I lay down, I'm like, what did I do today to change the world? Because I don't like that kind of pressure.
Yeah, exactly.
But I do try to put at least 10 minutes into writing in my notebook or my journal, or just kind of not even checking in with myself, but just getting some of this in here out, so I can have more space for tomorrow's crazy thoughts.
Well, very good. That's like, yeah, I feel like I learned something today too from you.
Oh, well, I'm super
awesome.
Excited. This was fun. And yeah. How are you doing, by the way?
I'm doing good. I'm just, everything is on hold now, so I'm just trying to stay motivated to, what I do, I do free Instagram classes. Dance, different genres, workouts, and
I want to go.
I noticed that if I don't set my schedule ahead of time, like let's say every Sunday I do my schedule, like I put it in writing, like what I do on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, every day, and which classes are online. If I feel like if I don't do that, I don't stick to my routine. But since it's on writing, it's written down, like I know that, okay, I have to stick to it now.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
Keeps me busy. And I also like try to catch up on some reading, or I had some belly dance costumes that I wanted to decorate, and so that's what I've been doing.
Yeah, so it's just kind of like
find like little things here and there.
Yeah, and going, what I used to do when I was really training, like I would go to 24-hour fitness when I was in Hermosa Beach. There wasn't anyone, maybe Venice Beach, there were a lot of hula hoopers and circus freaks, but not in Hermosa. It's very post-college, like, bro, let's go get some Bud Lights and drink them on the beach. It's that kind of world, which I love as well. But sorry, I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, so I would go to 24-hour fitness from like 10 until 2 in the morning, and I'd bring my hoops, I had like the silk fans, just any props that I had, or even just like a hat, and I'd go and I'd be in there. And if I was getting angry at a hoop trick that I wasn't picking up, I'd be like, okay, let's go see what this hat's up to. Like, what am I doing with this hat? And then like, okay, I'm done with the hat. Where are my fans? So that you can apply that to, okay, I'm going to put this much time into working on the piano. I'm going to put this much time into working on masks. I'm going to put this much time into reading and writing. And you do have to kind of set a schedule for yourself. And Post-it notes have been helping me a lot. They're all over my mirror right now, but they're helping me a lot. Oh
my God, don't even start. Like I can't with Post-it notes. It's just like once I start them, they're like never ending. That's why I
Yeah.
stopped doing that.
Yeah, I learned so I also work as a production assistant in the film industry. And
Nice.
I was working on a movie in Cleveland from October to December last year. It was probably the most intense 3 months of my life. I mean, it was cold. I was still kind of new to the job that they gave me. I essentially was gonna manage the actors on set and like make sure they had water and when they needed their cigarette and herding cats basically on set was what I was supposed to be doing. And they ended up having to change a lot of things and I became like their mom. I was like
Oh,
at base camp, first thing in the morning, I had to make coffee, make tea, get everyone's like paperwork ready, go put it in all the rooms, tape all the doors, like write their names, and then like they're 5 minutes late, so now they're 5 minutes late to the makeup trailer, which means they're gonna probably be like 20 minutes late to set, and then I'm already getting yelled at in my ear with like 30 people on the walkie, my phone's blowing up, and I don't even know if I'm awake yet.
that is crazy.
Yeah,
Well, it's an experience.
yeah, and I'm super grateful. I learned so much about myself and about the industry and what I am capable of and what people are capable of as a whole together. So it was good. But one of my coworkers would use post-it notes. Like I would go and do some stuff, and I'd come back into my trailer, and I swear it'd be like water. There was everywhere. It was like just post-it notes everywhere. But I don't know. Now I'm like, oh great, I've soaked up that. There's post-it notes all over the place. But I don't know. It seems to work for me.
Well, it's good that you are actually like completing them and taking things out of your board.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Like, you can write everything down, but if you don't check back and see if you actually did all the things, it's like,
Girl, I don't know. Like, I can't stress enough how like inspiring you are, and like
Aw,
you, yeah, keep motivating. Like, I don't know how many people saw us talking. Like, I'm pretty sure like they're
we've
like,
got a good,
whoa, this girl does so much.
yeah. No, it's and there's a group that I've been joining with on Twitch, and this DJ Mark subset. I think I saw you in here, Mark. What's up? He's been doing these like he did a 48-hour DJ set, and he's able to bring performers in and
Mhm.
just people donate, but it's mostly fun because you feel like you're a part of this team and you're learning things that you didn't expect to be
Mhm.
learning, and you just, get to dance and hear good music and support
Yeah.
each other even from a distance, because he's not in Vegas, he's in another state. The other performers are in other states. It's really cool what we're able to do.
Going off of that, is there anything you would like to, like some cool stuff you wanted to promote or tell us about? Any like charity or something you
Let's
want to add on your
see.
own?
The few things that I have really right now in this moment are so on twitch.tv/subsetgetsit, he's doing 9 to 5s, and it's the same thing. Like one time we did a 40-hour work week experience, so we had a guided meditation with one of my friends who's in San
Mhm.
Francisco. They had her on. There's he'll put up a little video of someone painting or making masks, or it's just a really cool community, and I highly recommend checking out
Nice.
Subset Gets It on Twitch and Instagram. Follow the team, follow the squad. And then I'll be doing our next quarantine cabaret version 2.0
Nice.
with upgraded sound production.
When is that?
That'll be next Saturday. I
Hmm.
think we do like a happy hour where you sign on around 6:30. The show was starting, I think, at 7 or anyway, it's a half-hour happy hour where you can join the room and kind of get yourself situated, and then we start bringing in a little bit of like pre-show entertainment, and then we start the show. And I've figured out new ways to make it interactive for everyone, so it's not like you're just watching, you know, the TV. I want people to feel like they're in a live experience as much as possible.
Nice. And sorry, like I didn't quite catch it. Is it on Zoom or?
It will be on Zoom, but you guys, if anyone's interested, follow my account Hula Rev on Instagram, and as soon as we start creating momentum for when ticket sales go up, I believe we're doing $10 tickets, and that's per household. So if you have like a whole family or you want to watch it together, it's just per household. And yeah, I think this Saturday we're really gonna start blasting it, and then going until the following Saturday. So follow me for the Quarantine Cabaret next Saturday.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for this interview. I had like really great time interviewing you and like listening to your story. It was super inspiring and nice to finally meet you. So
yeah, you too. It's been great.
I can't wait actually to meet you in person and do something like some gigs or like something cool.
Yeah, you know? Yeah. We can come up with a virtual Sound the Groove experience in the near future. Maybe, John, hint, hint. But
that's something we should probably think about. All right, thank you so much. And just to let you guys know again, I'm Laman, and I'm the host of Quarantine Tapes by Sound the Groove.
Yeah.
Join us every Wednesday at 12. All right. Thank you, girl.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. And, you know, stay in touch.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye.